treasure. A Jewish man named Kenana knew where the treasure was hidden. Ibn Ishaq, page 515. Kenana ibn al-Rabi, who had the custody of the treasure of Banu al-Nadir, was brought to the apostle, who asked him about it. He denied that he knew where it was. A Jew came, Tabari says, was brought, to the apostle and said that he had seen Kenana going round a certain ruin every morning early. When the apostle said to Kenana, "Do you know that if we find you have it, I shall kill you?" he said, "Yes." The apostle gave orders that the ruin was to be excavated, and some of the treasure was found. When he asked him about the rest, he refused to produce it. So the apostle gave orders to al-Zubair ibn al-Awam, "Torture him until you extract what he has." So he kindled a fire with flint and steel on his chest until he was nearly dead. Then the apostle delivered him to Muhammad ibn Maslama, and he struck off his head in revenge for his brother Mahmud. So Kenana knew where the treasure was hidden, but he refused to tell Muhammad. Muhammad ordered one of his followers to torture Kenana, and al-Zubair used flint and steel to light a fire on Kenana's chest. This means, of course, that Muhammad affirmed brutal torture as a method of extracting information from one's enemies.
Assalamu alaikum and hello to my non-Muslim viewers. Christian psychopath David Wood says that the Prophet Muhammad tortured a Jewish man for money. And what is the source for that story? That alleged story would be, the source for that story would be this book, The Life of Muhammad, a translation of Ibn Ishaq Sirat Rasulullah by Alfred Guillaume. So I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible, so I'll just get right to it. The page for that, or the page number for that would be Ibn Ishaq, pages 515. Let me read the passages real quick. It says, Kinana ibn al-Rab was who had the custody of the treasure of Banu al-Nadir, yada yada yada. When the apostle said to Kinana, "Do you know that if we find you have it, I shall kill you?" he said, "Yes." The apostle gave orders that the ruin would be executed, and some of the treasure was found. Then he asked him about the rest, and he refused to produce it. So the apostle gave orders to al-Zubair al-Awam, "Torture him until you extract what he has." So he kindled a fire with flint and steel on his chest until he was nearly dead. Then the apostle delivered him to Muhammad bin Maslama, and he struck off his head in revenge for his brother Mahmud. So basically, I already refuted the story, but since this is one of David's latest videos, I just want to completely debunk this whole story. Now, when I started the story, now when you read the story, it just gets right to the story. It says the rest of the affair of Khyber, and it says Kiana bin Rabi. It doesn't. Now, notice how Ibn Ishaq on page 515 doesn't give any sources, or it doesn't give any chain of transmission, or isnad. That means there's no source for the story. That means the story is completely invalid, because we don't know who was narrating the story to Ibn Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq just randomly wrote it down without fact checking, without doing any fact checking. So the story so Ibn Ishaq just tells the story. He provides no chain of transmission, or he provides no sources for the story. So that means the entire story is false, because there's no chain of transmission, or there's no source for the story. It would be like, suppose you're watching CNN, and CNN reports that a portal opened up and a spacecraft crashed into some part in Ohio. The spacecraft opened, and there's like this, I don't know, alien inside. Would you believe it? Of course not. We'd be like, get out of here. Where's the source? What's your source? Where's the video evidence, or where's the photographs, or whatever? Well, same thing here. There's no sources here, so we can throw out the story, because there's no source for it. So the Prophet Muhammad never tortured a man using fire and flint and steel. So Prophet Muhammad never tortured Kiana ibn al-Rabi. It's found in this book, it's from this book, Ibn Ishaq's The Life of Muhammad. And Ibn Ishaq is not reliable. It's considered not reliable. Then he brings up the point about Safiya, one of the Jewish wife of the Prophet Muhammad, and I've already refuted that. I'll leave the video of me refuting that in the description below. So, in conclusion, David Wood has failed to provide any kind of argument against the moral character of the Prophet Muhammad. So stay tuned, more videos are ahead. Thanks so much.